Hello, everyone, and welcome to War for the Crown, Songbird Scion Saboteur. Last we left, our lovely party did a little splitsies. Two of them went off towards the low theater to heal up, while two stayed back at the mansion, the Bettany estate. And I believe the healing side spoke with the archbanker who healed up Cassidon and said, hey, this is free. If you can go find my two missing pupils who went missing near the Gold Coast Road and bring them back, not only will I make sure this stays free, but I'll decrease the price on bringing back your other friend. And then the night was spent at Anna's home, although Anna did get an interesting threat of some kind in the whispers on the wind. But otherwise, you were able to get nice rest. I will take us to that world map once more. As come morning, we'll start with the two of you. The two of you wake up and are able to start the day however you wish. You probably get knocks on the doors with little like plates, probably with some morning tea and snacks on them in front of your doors from the servants. And you may take your morning away as you wish.
Yeah, Anastasia will get up. It's kind of a part of a morning routine for her whenever she's home. So go into the nearest bathroom, wash her face, get ready for the day, maybe pick up her tray and start taking it downstairs. And as she's passing the guest room that Cassidon is sleeping in, she'll call out, Cassidon, good morning. I'm going to take my breakfast downstairs. If you'd like to join me, you're more than welcome to, or feel free to eat in your room, and you can leave the tray in there on the bed, and someone will take care of it if you'd like.
Cassidon's going to respond with, I'll be right down in a second. Just need to get ready for the day. Thank you for the offer.
Of course, and bathroom's all yours, and she will start down the stairs and kind of take a spot at the couch with one of the coffee tables and kind of set her stuff down. Looking over at the door that leads into my sister's room, is it ajar or is it still shut?
It is still closed.
Okay. I will not call out to her because I don't want to have a cranky sister waking up. So I will just eat my breakfast.
If there's anything Cassidon would like to do.
Not really. Cassidon's gonna get ready, wash up a bit, get dressed, and then he's gonna go ahead and bring the plate the plate of food that he was given, and head downstairs with it. Meet up with Anastasia. My bad. I forgot what her name was for a second.
It's all good. Yeah, if the morning proceeds without issue, I think Anastasia would just engage in light conversation. And as breakfast is ending, she would probably say, "We should probably head back." I'm sure they're wondering what happened, but we have the news that we can deliver about if we go and find these missing acolytes for the church, we can get a nice discount on bringing Aravid back.
Yeah, that's very true. Did you get any news regarding, what you whispered last night, whatever it was? If there was anything out of the usual?
Well, we're both still alive, so I would consider that a positive thing. but in jest, the guards never came and told me anything, so we can check in with one of them on our way out in the morning and make sure everything's okay. I would think with the additional people here on staff, no one would try anything. I would think that's very risky.
Never can be too safe, or can never be too careful,
True.
as they said sometimes.
That is true. Yes. I will stand up and kind of poke my head outside. And is my old guard, the one that left, is he still there? Was he on night duty?
You do see at least 2 new guards. You do see the one you've spoken to as well.
Okay, perfect.
You do recognize newer guards, but you also do recognize your old guard.
Wonderful. I will flag down the old guard, and as he arrives, I will ask, did everything look okay throughout the evening? Anything amiss?
Everything seemed fine. The night went as usual.
Good. I thank you for making haste and getting additional people. I would rather be too prepared than under-prepared for weird feeling in the bones, I guess.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, after giving him like a polite thanks, I will return back inside and inform Cassidy. Well, it seems like everything went as normal according to the guards outside, so I don't think we have really anything to be concerned about. It was probably just, I don't know, something weird in the wind, I guess.
Let's hope it's a one-time thing and this doesn't become a recurring event. As Cassidy is finishing his breakfast.
I do hope the same. Cassidy, I really do.
And I suppose just to, change topics from something that sounds, grim and, grim, do something a little bit more, I guess, positive. We were supposed to receive a invitation from, I forgot, Krabs, I think or Krabs, like that. I think that's what you guys were saying, in passing before.
Yes, there is.
Supposed to be a scheduled thing, or were we just supposed to stop by, or were you guys supposed to stop by whenever?
It's to my understanding that the invitation that would be received would be an invitation with a scheduled date, so that's another reason to make haste back and figure out when that date is. However, Cassidy, I would like to... how do I word this? Set up a secret code between you and I. If the whispers happen again, I think it would be wise to inform each other that something like that has happened again without arousing suspicion of who may be saying something like that.
I think that's fair. I suppose Cassidy's going to say, whatever you want the phrase to say, probably write it on a paper so that just in case if whoever is listening in, they won't know or they won't be tipped off. I'll read the message and then I'll immediately burn it or something.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a great idea. So Anastasia will go find a pen and a piece of paper, and she will write down we will have jasmine tea at dinner tonight. Oh, and then she'll put in parentheses meal at the at meal, and she will give that to Cassidon.
Then I guess just thinking to himself, you will have Jasmine tea at meal.
Yeah.
Out of character that was the correct phrasing, right?
That's correct. Yeah, and I'm gonna put it in my notes as well.
Okay. He's just going to fold it up and he's gonna put it inside his pocket for like later disposals. And right now he's not in the mood to cause a little fire inside the manor.
Please don't burn my house down. Thank you.
Don't worry, I'm not proficient yet. Don't worry, it's just a joke. But yeah, I suppose we need to make any readings as far as like saying that we're gonna be taking off, or do we have any people in this town that we need to greet before we head back, since it's a pretty long ride.
I mean, I'll leave a note for my sister. She's probably still sleeping. Or she's at the shop. Honestly, it could be one or the other. But I do think that us heading back is our priority at this point. So I will return to the desk and write down a little note for my sister. And you see her walk over to a door and slip the note under the door before turning around and saying, "Oh, is there anything that you need to grab or do while we're in town before we head out? We've got quite a few shops around the area if you need to pick up anything."
Cassidon is gonna quickly do a inventory check, see if there's anything that he deems necessary to his continued existence. He's just gonna basically list off potions, check, harvester's kit, check, light source, check, app that is not soggy somehow, check. Okay, I think I'm all good. I'm ready to take off when you are.
Wonderful. Let's gather up all of our things and we'll go out to my horse, get on, and start our way back. We should make decent time this early in the morning, too.
Yeah, sounds good. Take point, I suppose.
Perfect. I will lead the way. And we will go, get on my horse, and start out of town.
Alright, you start out of town, where we shall teleport to the Bethany, where you're not here, sir. No, you are here. This is the right character. Well, he's not in the kitchen. What are the people of Bethany doing?
I think we were estimating that it would take a day for them to get back, right? And then shortly after they get back, we would travel together to the crabs, and we would make it in time.
After legislating in the morning.
Okay.
Though I don't know how much of a rule they would give to me.
You're welcome with the party. Okay, so we basically have 8 hours of activity before Anastasia and Cassidon return, correct?
You have a good amount of time, and if they woke up especially early.
Okay. I think that said, Desmond would want to go back to the townspeople, and I guess it's kind of like PR work, he's gonna help them with any construction or managing at the water pump or the pump house, like just to show them, hey, we acknowledge that we didn't kill it last time, but we're here, and we intend to help. So he's gonna go out in work clothes as opposed to his usual noble attire.
Sure.
Havenay is welcome, but it is gonna be like muddy, and he knows that Anastasia doesn't like mud, so he doesn't want to jump to any conclusions about volunteering Tavenay for mud work.
Yeah, I've got like my elbows on the table and I'm holding a cup of some like tea and I'm holding it up to my mouth. And as you mentioned that, you see me look up. Just with my eyes, my face is still a little bit down.
Mm.
And I just, not unless you're into mud, Ice Boy.
All right. Well, something you might enjoy a little bit more. You can take a stroll around our vineyards. We've had some people managing it. You could see how it's going. It's just this path back over here. That's part of the Bettany estate as well.
All right, I'll do that.
All right. So I guess Desmond, as he's walking out, he's gonna say, all right, blunk, nod, wink. I'm heading out. I'm gonna be at the pump house. I should be back at a reasonable hour. Hugh, you are... I'm not gonna ask you to walk all the way downhill, so you've got the day to yourself, I suppose. You can talk with Tavenay if you'd like, but I'll be back soon.
He just gives you one of those, hand gestures, giving you the nod.
All right. I'll say that's on the way to town. What? How do we arbitrate this?
Well, I can tell you that you can certainly try a roll.
Okay.
But with certain rules of getting good reputation and loyalty within the town, while the townsfolk might be more willing to see this, this will not accrue a loyalty point.
Okay. Like, there's not quite enough being done to warrant a full point.
Yes.
Okay.
It's an RP loyalty point, not an actual mechanical loyalty point.
Okay. All right.
So you can just roll me a... let's see here.
I'd imagine diplomacy.
I would say diplomacy, if you were just simply talking to people, but you said you were actively helping out.
Yes.
Which I think would probably... I gotta look this up. I feel like being able to assist appropriately without, causing any issue, or the folk of the town basically telling you, why don't you just sit here and overview, it'd probably fall under profession.
Okay. Could I make an argument for knowledge engineering, maybe, since it's like a construction thing?
I'll take knowledge engineering, sure.
Okay, I'll make that roll then. Oh, that's decent.
All right. The people who are working at the pump house for today, they see you come in and begin helping them out, and they're thankful. They seem rather happy that you're assisting, and you spend however many hours at the pump house. lending hand and giving them help.
Would any of the people at the pump house happen to be one of the older guys that were at the bar?
We'll say likely. There's
Okay.
probably one of the older gentlemen there working, who's probably more of like a foreman than actually doing any work.
Right. Yeah, and I think as far as...
Your microphone is doubled up.
Oh, geez, is it?
Oh, is your?
Oh, is your...
Okay,
Okay, that's weird.
Is
Is it still doubled up?
Yep.
Oh, hold on. I think it might be this. Mic check?
Better.
I still hear. I hear an
it's-
echo a bit.
It's small, but not as bad.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
Oh, nope, it's back.
Damn. How about now?
Better.
Your mic was on. Okay. I think as far as they're concerned, Desmond's gonna make it very clear that while he has knowledge in engineering, like if the foremen are directing people around, he's not going to take charge. He does fully intend to help out where he can, and if there is a better way, like he'll kind of use that knowledge to just help them guide pieces into place, etc., etc.
Understood. And as I said, they are grateful and thankful that you're helping out.
Okay.
How about Tavene? So you're walking, leaving toward the vineyards.
I am. Pretty light on my feet. I've got my outfit on, and then I've got my hand crossbow and bolts strapped to me. And just in case, I've got my meteor hammer, but otherwise, basically everything else is in my room. And I'm just going to take a look at whatever work may or may not be done so far.
Sure. You begin walking into the vineyards. They're still relatively not brought back as to how you would expect a proper vineyard to be. But you do see a few people here and there trying their best to bring it back to life and get the wine flowing once more. It still relatively looks like swampland, as the pump house was only but recently restored. But slowly but surely, it will get there with help from the people currently working it.
Wonderful. They have any ghouls that I can see from here? I guess, yeah, first I'll just, take a look around for any disturbances, which I'm assuming I'm not going to see, and then I'll, go talk to the nearest person.
You do not see any disturbances, and you're able to walk up to the nearest person. We'll say they are probably a younger man working the field. Sees you walking up, kind of stops, and says, hello. How may I help you?
I guess technically I'd be asking how I can help you. Have there been any disturbances? Any cause for alarm recently?
Other than that business that I heard at the pump house, nothing around here. If you're willing
Great.
to lend a hand, you could always pick up a tool. I'd certainly appreciate it.
This, if you don't mind me saying, it does look about as muddy here as it was at the pump house. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would. That happens when things fall into disrepair, I guess. We're here to bring it back up as the estate used to be. Gotta get the ground all sorted out, rip out the bad, vegetation and replant it.
Well, once you get the ground sorted, it will be drier, won't it? Like it's supposed to be drier?
One would hope.
Maybe I'll be back then.
He nods his head and kind of wipes his forehead.
You're doing a great job, though.
Thank you. If you come back to help, it would be greatly appreciated. Are you with the owners of the estate? I don't think I've seen you in town before.
For the time being, you might see more of me.
Well, I hope you can help bring our good town back to how it used to be.
Yes, I would hope so. Okay, and I turn around.
He just gets back to work. Time will pass if there's nothing else from anyone. Quite a good amount of time. But that time passing does allow Anna and Cassidon to reach the Bettany, not the Bettany estate, but back in Stocky's much later in the day. Likely around 6. Maybe earlier. I believe you said you were on a horse.
Yep, we're traveling by horseback.
So... probably, cut off an hour or so from that. Still much later in the day, of course. But you do eventually, the two of you, make it back to town. And honestly, depending on how long Desmond was working, you probably get back into town at the same time as the other two. You'd probably catch him on the road.
I see you've returned. Desmond looks frickin' dirty.
What have you been up to that's got you so filthy?
Did you fight another ghoul?
No, I'm helping with the pump house. I wanted to be productive while you were gone.
Hey. Anyway, did anything happen while we were gone?
We replaced the crank and cleaned out all of the weeds and mud that had accumulated while it was in disrepair, but other than that, I don't think very much happened. Hugh is back at the estate.
Who's Hugh?
Hugh's our previous companion who was injured during the hunt at Swan Song. The Palace of the Songbird.
Palace of Birdsong?
Birdsong, that thing. Thank you. Jesus. He was injured during the hunt, and he was at the temple. He's still not 100% there, but he is coherent and he can make very nice meals.
That's nice to know.
That's also very good to know that he's back on his feet.
Sort of. He can't, or probably would prefer not to walk long distances. He did get carted here and basically, in his own words, got dropped off. But yes, let's go see him. I require a bath anyway.
We do come with some news for the temple. I will tell Desmond as we're all traversing our way back to the estate. The temple has agreed to comp Cassidon's healing and give us a discount on the help we need for Aravid in exchange for us doing some work for them. Apparently they've lost some acolytes in... I wrote down the forest somewhere and I can't find the notes.
Old something?
It wasn't the Void Woods. Did I write it in the chat? I think I wrote it in the chat.
Perhaps it was down here at the South Casimir Highway in the Gold Coast Canyon?
Is that what I wrote?
I have
It was.
Yes.
I have Jambus. Is that?
That is a different location.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so it's off of the South Casimir Highway was where their acolytes were last seen, and they said that if we can bring them back, of course, preferably alive and well, would be wonderful. But if we could bring back a token of some kind that we find for them to be able to properly put their souls at rest, they would greatly appreciate that.
All right. Well, that's worth considering. We will need to head out in the morning if we are to meet our appointment with the crabs. I don't imagine the South Casimir Highway is traversable since the bridge is in disrepair, but perhaps there's a way around and maybe we can make it a stop. We'll need to discuss it.
Would I know, GM, by being from this area, if there is a way around with the bridge being out?
I mean, general knowledge puts you at, you could simply go through the wilds and test your luck in the wilds of the country. The bridge itself, you did, some of you, I believe, did hear some talk about it. It is in disrepair. The bridge is out, mostly preventing trade, such as, carts coming across.
So foot and like
that's
a single horse.
As much as you heard.
Okay, so there is a chance that by foot and like a single horse, not taking a carriage, we could probably get through it.
Possibly.
Okay. Maybe it would be worth inquiring how much of the bridge is out. I don't think any of us have done an inspection on that. And if it's out of order for carts, but not for foot and single horseback, I think that actually might be our best bet. Would cut off a lot of time.
All right. Well, you are the subject matter expert. I'll walk back to the tavern and see if I can procure some horses. Actually, out of character, is that like a reasonable thing to like look for? Does a town have horses?
They barely have a tavern. They don't have horses.
Okay. I will not do that then. How many horses? We only have Anastasia's horse, right?
No one else came on horseback.
Okay. So I don't think that's really feasible. Yeah, I don't think that's really feasible, but I don't know what the time is exactly to go from here and then just cut across this way. It's like, it says it's 36 miles. And is that accurate? Yes, it is accurate. 36 miles. How far can we travel in a day?
As of today, it is around 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look up travel time. A day represents 8 hours of travel time.
Okay, but like in terms of distance, though. Okay, 24 miles. Okay, so like 1.5 days. Oh, that's right. We had a hearing to attend to. And then we would go. Okay, yeah.
Wait, I thought he was gonna attend the hearing. Oh, we took off.
That was the original plan, but that was when I was kind of assuming that we wouldn't have time to attend the hearing and go to the crabs. But after we were looking at the calendar, it looked like it was still possible. Okay,
Do we
so,
all
yeah,
need to
so
attend, or
Friday...
only a few of us?
Oh, wait. Hearing was in 2 days. Crabs is on Monday. So, wait. Is the hearing on Saturday then?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, tomorrow there's a hearing, and then we can just take off straight after.
Okay, so for now we should probably scout Gold Coast Canyon to see if it is a potential route that we can take, or if we need to use a different route. Like, some of us can just head there, while others can attend to other matters.
Looks like the distance is just 1.5 days travel. It's not bad, really. Yeah, so we can attend the hearing tomorrow, no problem, and still have half a day's worth of buffer. Before we're late. Although if the hearing is in the morning, then we shouldn't have any troubles. Okay. So we'll attend the hearing and then we'll take off unless anyone has any objections to that.
So the route that we're going to be using to head to the crabs, as I guess he lays out the map, which way are we heading? Are we heading towards Gold Coast, or are we going along the Para Highway?
For you guys to decide. I imagine you all are still. Have you guys been walking this entire time, or have you stopped in town and?
Oh no! Since I had no reason to go back, we're all still walking towards the Bettany estate.
All right, we'll say you get there. Tavene, put yourself wherever you're lounging. I'll plop you guys onto move the map again and bring you out here, horse. Take away your lovely, lovely planning. You probably were given a hello from the peeps here. Tavene probably talking to Hugh about his injury. Would have told you that. Yeah, I got stabbed about 30 times from a manticore. Don't ask me how I'm alive. I just am. And then the other three walk into the door.
Oh, good, you're back. You really did get into the mud.
Yes, I did. I suppose we should just rest up for tonight, and I'll attend the hearing tomorrow in the morning. Are there any preparations that anyone can think of prior to our heading out to the crabs after the trial?
Nothing from me.
So only a few of us that need to attend that, right? Well, the people who are, I guess, technically, the people who own the property of the Bettany estate need to attend. Which is actually just Desmond and you, technically. Everyone else is just sort of a guest as well.
If you, as you're saying that, Hugh pipes up and says, I'm gonna have to politely decline.
I suppose I look at Hugh.
Condition.
Yeah, I look at Hugh as like, that's reasonable. I'm just wondering, like, well, everyone else here is just sort of, we're sort of like helpers in a way to you guys. Well, to you, Desmond and you. I was brought here to look at the road condition. If I suppose if Anastasia wanted to assist me in just checking the Gold Coast Canyon, you could probably scout that out. Probably on horseback. We'll probably be back soon, assuming we don't encounter anything. But we'll probably
Are you implying that you'll ride two of you to a single horse?
That's the only way I can see where I can.
I mean, that's how we got back here so fast.
Oh, that's true. I guess I didn't think about that. All right. Yep. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I suppose Tavene has the option of either following or coming with me.
Where are you going again?
I'll be attending the hearing as one of the scions of Bettany Estate. Cassidon is proposing a scouting party to check out the condition of the bridge.
Right. Well, I don't know if I hold any power here, but I think I'd like to be at the hearing just to see how you, and my eyes definitely stare into you, Desmond, handle the law.
He's had his soul gazed straight through before being part of his father's war committee, so he just nods and says, "You're welcome to attend." Shall we have dinner and turn in for the night? I'm going to clean this mud off before I track any more footprints into the house. He's gonna leave his shoes at the door. And then head up for a bath.
Sounds good. I suppose, I guess while we're waiting for dinner to be prepared, he's just gonna pull out his musical instrument and just start playing while, I guess while the food's being prepared.
Anastasia actually has a question for Blunk, the leader.
Sure. While you give a question to Blanc, would you like to roll a perform for me, Cassidon? I see you got one.
Sure.
It is pretty good music.
Blunk.
Yeah.
If this is something you guys can do, that would be astounding. If not, I will seek assistance elsewhere. But I figure I'd rather ask you first because I would rather pay you first before I pay others. Do you have the ability to build maybe a small barn where my horse can relax and bed down for the evening and kind of rest for the days when we're here?
I was asking a lot of questions, a lot of possibilities. I mean, if you provide the supplies, we could probably move stuff around, but
When it comes to the actual construction, you don't feel like you could do it, but you could make space for an area for it. Is that, am I understanding that correctly?
you see him kind of get up and begin like walking around some of the rooms, and almost like someone who's surveying the house goes, well, I mean, if you knock down a few walls here and there, take out the windows, get rid of the ceiling, we could certainly set up a barn for you.
I was more inclined to provide accommodations and lodgings for my horse outside, not actually inside the home, but I wanted to inquire with you first because I feel like it's only fair for you to get payment first before I pay anybody else.
And I'm sorry, we can take care of the house and build a barn. I don't think we can do that.
I completely understand. I appreciate even having the opportunity to ask. Thank you.
And he just plops back into his chair.
And I will give everybody a nod and venture into my room to kind of wind down for the night.
Alright. Dinner is eventually called. You see, there's probably the dining room table probably gets dragged into the living room to make more room. The lobby. Let me find a good old table. Here's a nice table. So you probably all get knocks on your doors. Whoever's still in their room probably gets knocks on their doors from the 3 small boys that dinner is ready. And it's a pretty generic dish, leftovers of, meats and stuff just like the other night. But it's good. It's edible.
Awesome.
Hugh probably pipes up and says, what have you all been up to while I've been resting?
Nothing too eventful. Getting my bull fever infection cured at the temple. Nothing else besides that.
You're not contagious, are you?
I hope not. I hope that the services that were given to me were good quality.
Alright, well that is good to hear. How about the rest of you?
Well, been back and forth from where I live, so that's been really interesting. Just the journey back and forth. We cleared out a mill where our poor friend here got infected with ghoul fever. We fought. Interesting and traumatic, I feel like, is probably the best way to word that encounter. And just trying to get things straightened.
I'm not sure if it's just me, but you're cutting off.
You cut out a little bit.
I'm sorry, my plug-in for my mic's weird. Yeah, so she would explain about the ghoul encounter, and then the tragic craziness that was fighting the general.
You would probably, say something like, well, that is certainly interesting. Shame you couldn't bring back any of that fish.
I would wager that's some really tough fish.
That's a good point. And if there's nothing else to converse at dinner, you guys can eventually find yourself for the night.
All right. I'm certainly new to this group, so I didn't really have much to add.
Actually, as the guys kind of depart, Anastasia will call out to Tavernet and say, "Can I have a brief conversation with you, just purely out of curiosity?"
Does it need to be private?
I think it may be worthwhile for us to step outside a bit, if you don't mind.
Of course not.
Take Tavernet outside. And Anastasia will begin the conversation. Tavernet is very obviously an elf, right?
Oh, if you couldn't tell from her eyes alone being exclusively iris with like two little pupils, yeah, the rest of her appearance is incredibly elf.
Okay.
She is incredibly elf, and she does not feign away from that.
Wonderful. So Anastasia will begin the conversation in Elvish, and she will start very, very directly with, "I have not spoken Elvish in a long time, so I apologize if my grammar is poor and I miss some words." And she's kind of like laughing a little bit as she's talking, because you can tell based off her dialect, it's been a very long time since she has spoken Elvish.
I'll be honest, while the skill never truly leaves you, I also haven't spoken Elvish in a long time. I kind of default to Elvish when there's like high stress situations, but most of the time I really only speak common. Anyway, dear, is that what you brought me out here for?
No, no. I was curious because you seem what's the word? You can see her trying to, like, muddle over a choice of words, and Elva's trying to figure out what to say. And she's like, I don't want to say apprehensive, but I also don't want to say curious. So it's something in between there that I can't put my finger on. But it's towards Desmond, and I was wondering what is causing that for you, and if you have any sort of discomfort towards, collectively being here. I want to make sure that if there's something that I can do to make it easier on you, I want to, and if you are looking for a reason to leave and don't want to be rude, I would be more than happy to come up with a reason of why you left.
As you explain this, my expression doesn't change, and it is an open expression. You actually see a little bit of a smile as you start to bring up the subject of Desmond. And in response, I take a second, and then I say, uncomfortable? No, absolutely not. I find it rather amusing, actually.
Amusing. Wouldn't really call that man amusing. What do you find amusing?
Oh, just some aspects of him. Maybe it's something that only elves pick up on.
Maybe, though I am glad that it's not a direction of discomfort. I would like everybody to be able to get along and be comfortable with one another, especially after what we just went through. Community right now is probably going to help us get through everything. And I don't say that to attempt to put any additional stress on you, but I just wanted to make sure that you felt comfortable here.
Why, of course. Now, I wouldn't mind a little bit more furniture and decor, but all in good time, right?
Yes, that does come with good time. If you can't tell, they've just barely moved in, so I have kind of scarcities in my guest room as well. However, I live nearby, so I'm probably not going to be here. Well, probably be here to visit, but maybe after we get back with everything with the crabs, maybe you and I can go shopping in town and maybe get some accessories to liven up our rooms a little bit. What do you say?
That sounds fun.
Wonderful.
I would like that.
Me too.
Oh, and I think you're a good person. I never really explained why I was here. But I'll certainly be sticking around until I find my target. So, unfortunately, I haven't been given a lot of hints as to where this target is, but I do know they are somewhere nearby. So I'll be sticking around for a while.
Well, I can empathize if you don't want or can't share that information with me, but if it's something that I could... The dogs are loud. The neighbors' dogs are loud. If it's something that I can help you with, please let me know.
we'll see how the situation shakes out.
Well, everybody's got their own mission that they're trying to accomplish in one form or another, and I wish you the best on yours.
And you yours.
Wonderful.
What is your mission,
My mission?
if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I guess that raises the question of how personal you want me to get.
With what I do, I tend to deal with a significant amount of openness. So, whatever you're comfortable with.
Well, mine is... My mission is to... She kind of pauses, and you can't really tell if she's trying to debate whether she should tell her or how to tell her in Elvish. Kind of one of those where it's like, words. My mission revolves around helping those in need. And my number one person to help is somebody who doesn't see the value in the help, but that does not stop me from helping. I don't know if that makes sense.
It's very difficult to help someone who doesn't wish to be helped. It brings up an ethical case on whether you even should.
Very true. I feel in my heart that it's the right thing to do. And I want to do whatever I can to help. And I feel that way about a lot of things, especially people who aren't in good situations.
I like that.
So that's why that's why I really enjoy being around these people. They seem to have a genuine want to help this town, and it's the main reason why I stay. Where I can help without interfering or pushing in my own bias, I want to help with that, and I respect that.
You know, I really respect that too. Well, if it comes time and I end up needing your help, I will absolutely ask for it.
Wonderful. Just know that offer still stands, and if you need it, or even if you just need a listening ear, you can come talk to me, okay?
Of course.
Wonderful. Well, I'm tired, and I'm feeling very bow-legged from riding the horse most of the day, so I think I'm going to retire for the night.
Well, you have a good rest.
And Anastasia will. I'm assuming she probably took a seat on the steps, so she will stand up and give a little stretch and in common say, "It was great to talk to you, and thank you for attempting to understand my probably very broken and poor Elvish."
That's all right. Even I can forget words.
All right, well, good night.
Good night. Yep.
Open the door, go inside, shut the door because I'm polite, and then go into my room.
And you are able to get your rest. I doubt anyone's missing enough HP to really warrant anything serious or having to worry about what you get back, but because I think it's really only Cassidy missing like a single hit point. So you get your health back, and daylight comes. You're all able to wake up. The night seemingly goes well. Nothing happens. And you're able to all walk downstairs or walk out of your rooms and meet each other once more.
Desmond's back in his noble attire.
Oh, is someone getting married?
This music was titled Friday Morning, and I was talking about how good the morning is, so
Oh, interesting.
it's calming, you know.
All right. Is everyone ready to go?
Will we be stopping by on our way back, or should we have all of our things?
That's a good question. So out of character, how along the road is the Bettany estate?
The Bettany estate is directly on the highway. When you're walking through, you pass the Bettany estate to get into Stockies.
Oh, okay. So, we can always stop by. It's not too out of the way. But if you wish to bring a sidearm of some sort, I don't think that'd be a bad idea.
Oh, I plan to, but my armor is exclusively for travel and protection, and I don't really feel like I need to be protected just going to Stockies.
That's fair. All right. Cassidy, Anastasia, Dog. Are you two prepared for your journey? We'll take off right after you. We won't be too far behind.
Well, I guess that brings up the question of, this is probably something we would have discussed prior to this. Is the idea for Cassidy and I to wait at the bridge if the bridge is crossable, and then start back, or like what was the plan for that?
So the general plan was we were just going to be surveying, seeing like what the damage or what the condition of the bridge looks like, whether or not it's crossable. And also, since we're around the area, see if there's any signs of the lost acolytes, as well as what may have caused them to be lost in the first place. So we're scanning the terrain, and we're checking to see if the area is dangerous, and hopefully we can try to see if we can find the signs of the people. And if we do, grab whatever evidence we need, and as we're heading to the Crabs estate via, the other route, we'll drop the items off.
Okay, got it. So we're going there, surveying, doing a quick scan, and then coming back and meeting them.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. That's what I thought.
In the event that we do come across something which is dangerous, I think we should probably disengage at that point.
Yeah, I do agree that retreating is the best idea, and there's a good chance that as long as we stay on the horse, we can probably outrun whatever's there.
That's the idea.
Yep. Okay, I just wanted to make sure as a player I knew what the battle plan was.
Stay.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we have everything we need. The only thing that I can think of is when you guys are at the tavern after you wrap everything up, if you can just grab maybe some rations for the road, and we should be set to go.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll just have them packed and ready next to the door, and we'll make it quick. Let's get going then.
All right. You all set off. And once more, we have 2 separate groups. How fun. For now, we're going to focus on the lovely group that is going to the Gold Coast Canyon. So Anna and Cassidon leave the Bettany estate and begin making their way down the South Casimir Highway. You get there in fair time, thanks to your horse. When you arrive, which I will put you here.
Okay, well, it looks like it's a wrecked bridge over a river. Does the river look deep?
You look at it, the river is actually fairly dried up.
Neat.
There are patches of water, but it does seem to be fairly dry.
Does this river look crossable, like in the dried state, or is it like a very deep drop?
You can give me a perception. $16. So as you're looking around, it's not that bad of a drop. You would have to climb down a little bit into the river itself and then a small climb up. You guys are probably, if you're fully surveying the area, you're probably either here on the edge. You can put yourselves either. You do notice that in various patches in this river, as you're kind of looking down, which you can glean is why it's called the Gold Coast Canyon, like here, some other small patches, there's actual, like in the stone of this river, seem to be glints and gleams of gold. Just gold within the riverbed. And with a 16, as you're spending a couple minutes surveying the area, you also see on the western edge, face first in muck, a body.
I alert Anastasia of what I found. I'm gonna go ahead and dismount, and I'm gonna try to head over here. I suppose I'm just gonna say, Anastasia, stay on the horse for now. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and check this body I found. I'm gonna go ahead and do a perception check, see if like there's anything else hiding.
I would also like to do a perception check. As soon as he pointed at a body, I would like to go on essentially alert and look around.
I'm also gonna have my crossbow out just in case.
Oh! natural 20.
Wow.
High alert!
Okay.
We are the alert
Yes.
squad.
Yes, indeed, you are.
And 28. Holy shit.
Okay. You do, in fact, see close to the body there is something moving under the dirt and stone of the riverbed. In fact, the gold that I previously mentioned you saw seems to be shifting and moving within the riverbed, like unnaturally.
Am I able to see if there's any sort of attack on the body itself, or if
I
it
would
was
say you would have to get closer.
um the- would
Because
I
it's
be
kind of
able
in
to
an outcropping of like rocks and on the very edge.
so you're saying that I noticed that the gold stone was shifting, right? Naturally.
Yeah,
Would I be able to
not
do
as
a
if it's being moved by what a river would be.
would I be able to do a knowledge nature check to do or to sort of go through my since well to go through my knowledge to see if like there are any creatures that resemble something similar to or what this creature could possibly
Yeah,
be or what it is.
sure. You can see the gold and a few bits of stone, seemingly stone, moving around and shifting within this riverbed in a manner that looks fairly similar to that of the movement that would belong to a snake.
And you're saying that there was such a gold stone next to the body?
There, yeah, you can see the gold shifting close near the body.
Okay, let me see. Um, so is that tree behind me actually there? Like it's actually fallen down?
No, it would be up.
It would be up.
Yeah, it'd be a perfectly
Um,
upright tree.
I no, knowing that those snakes in there are well most likely dangerous, and they would most likely spring to action if I decide to drop down there. I'm gonna go ahead and head towards the tree, and I'm gonna go ahead and take out a silk rope, and I'm gonna go ahead and tie it to the tree. Then I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the side, get a grappling arrow, and load it in my crossbow, and I'm gonna try to see if I can snag it on the body.
Interesting. Okay. Um. Sure. Roll a crossbow attack. A 10. Okay. Uh. Alright, one moment. You. You fire the bolt, and with the angle of this is how I'm kind of picturing with the angle of how you're firing it and how the body is surrounded by rocks, and other such. It doesn't hit the body. It does strike. It strikes into the ground near the body. It's like maybe like next to its arm, but it does not hit the body itself.
All right. Was the arrow snagged on anything?
The arrow most likely would have sunk into the not sunk, but it would have struck like the mud within the ditch and is landed there.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and reel the arrow back in since prior I would have attached like the silk rope that I tied to the trait to the rope or to the arrow, and I'm just gonna reel it back if there's nothing like preventing me from doing so.
Roll me a perception.
Right.
You begin rolling back the bolt. It's not far, and it's only you're firing. You're still firing. It's not that far of a drop, so you think you could have shot it easily, but with all the rocks and stuff in the way, because it's only 10 feet down, so you only have to pull it so far. Anna, would you like to roll me a perception?
Sure. Perception. Head there. 15.
15. Okay. I just need to see something.
Do you?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
unfortunately I do.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Unfortunately I do. So something's gonna happen. It's a lot better than you being surprised,
Okay.
at least, as approaching Cassidon from up the side of this like crag is a very large looking slithering creature with its scales seemingly glittering the color of gold as it rears up its fanged mouth and gets ready to lunge at Cassidon. And we're gonna roll some initiative. Where is my battle music? I don't have it set up. That's unfortunate. There we go. Here it is. Where is it? Oh, that's so loud in my ears. Play you.
Oh God. Ah, shit.
I do have a lovely little handout to show you all. One moment.
Oh, I'm sure you do. Oh, that looks really cool.
Let's see if I have if there's another gold pebble. Yep, here we go. Here's the gold pebble. That is what you are fighting. I will roll its lovely initiative.
It's a snake, a snake.
It is, and it goes first. And it is going to try and bite Cassidon. Does a 19 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay, a 19 hits. I need to see... Oh god, I should have been more prepared. I need to pull up... Alright, let me read this. No. Oh, it does have that. Never mind. Okay. So, it is trying to grab you, so it's going to roll its CMB versus your CMD. What is your CMD?
14.
14. It got a 26. So you are wrapped up in its coil. And I also need you to make me a fortitude saving throw, please. 20, okay. You feel this poison flowing through your body, but you are able to fight it off. You also take 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And now it is your turn.
Alright. What time of day is this right now?
Assuming you guys woke up, let's say around... I've just been assuming you guys get up really early to do everything. So horse cuts time in half. Probably like maybe 1 or 2 o'clock.
Okay, trying to break out of a grapple is what type of check is that? I think it's either acrobatics or something else. I don't recall.
Grapple Defender may attempt to become the controlling grapple, attempt to break free. As a standard action, attempting to break free, the defender makes a CMB or escape artist check versus the attacker's CMD.
So both me and the snake are technically in a grappled state, right?
Yes.
Or am I? And if I recall correctly, what does grapple do exactly to both people?
A grappled creature takes -4 penalty to dex, cannot make opportunity attacks, cannot move, takes -2 penalty on all attack rolls and combat maneuver checks, can take no action that requires 2 hands, can't use stealth.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try to, I'm gonna try to stab this. Once it bit me, I'm guessing it's basically like next to me right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see if I can try to stab its eye, or like lodge a dagger in its mouth or something.
Okay.
Oh, that's it.
A 10 wouldn't hit. So you try and strike, but the squeeze it has on you just prevents the ability to stab at it. I don't think there would be anything else you can do after that.
That would be correct. Yeah, that's all I can do.
So we go to Anna.
Okay, I will dismount off my horse. Is that half my movement, or is that just 5 feet?
Dismounting horse, Pathfinder, Google. You can attempt to mount or dismount from a mount, one category larger than yourself, as a free action, provided you still have a move action available that round. It is a ride check.
Okay, yeah, I'll do a ride check to get off as a free action, quote unquote. How about a natural 20 for jumping off my horse, because I've done it for so long.
Dismount the horse perfectly.
Awesome. And then I will leap over this barricade here, get to here with Cassidy and take a swing at it with my sword.
Alright.
Is he technically... Oh, shit!
Well, that confirms. I don't have the card set up, but that is a lot of damage.
Holy shit! Ah.
So 22.
Is the snake considered flat-footed?
I don't believe so.
Even though it's in the grapple condition as well?
I'm reading grapple. It doesn't say anything about flat-footed.
Okay. I was gonna say, because then I get the sneak attack, but I don't, because it doesn't count. Yeah, oh, I don't get a crit card with that? Dang it.
I don't have them set up. But that's still 22 points of damage.
That thing's kind of wrapped around Cassidy, isn't it?
Its tail is.
Oh, its tail is wrapped around Cassidy. Okay.
It's a snake. It's constricting him.
Right, yeah, like, my logic was, like, basically everywhere you come at the snake from, you would be flanking with Cassidy, since the grappled condition doesn't confer flat-footed or any sort of debuff.
But he is still... The attack was 10 feet away, so no.
Oh, I see. That's
the snake is exactly where it is.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, the 22 crit damage, will... God, I rolled a 1 before and then 3 20s in a row. That's amazing. Yeah, that will be the end of my turn. I only have 1 attack.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, the gold pebble, as a free action, is going to drop the grapple. And is going to try and bring its jaws down onto Anna instead.
Okay.
In a kind of... It hisses after getting hit, lets loose the grapple, and seems to be very mad and tries to bite down on you.
That's fair.
That is a natural 30 for a 19 to confirm the crit.
Crit does not confirm. AC is 20.
Okay, so you will take 6 points of damage. What is your CMD?
My CMD is 23.
23, okay. You are now grappled.
Okay.
And I need a fortitude saving throw, please.
17.
17, you feel the poison moving through your body, but are able to fight it off. So 6 damage, grappled, and no poison.
Damage, got it.
As we go to Cassidy. And don't forget to track it on your token. There you go.
Upon being freed and seeing that Anastasia got bit, I'm gonna go ahead and load an arrow, and I'm going to fire at the snake.
Alrighty.
+1, so 12. Since it's being
12
caught.
will not hit the gold pebble. It bounces off the thick, almost stone-like scales of the creature.
Let me. I forget. What action is like drinking a potion? Is that a forget. There's movement. There's movement, standard, and then was there any other type of action?
Are you looking for Swift?
Is it Swift?
Well, that's the missing.
No, I
action.
know
don't
that's
the naming, but
oh no, I'm just wondering if there's anything else I could still do, whether or not I could either give a potion to Anastasia or I can give a potion to myself.
Drinking a
okay.
potion is a standard.
Okay, I suppose I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and step down. So that's do I need to make a check for going down like
Yes.
10-foot block?
Lime, please.
Right.
A 12, I feel like, is more than enough to climb down a 10-foot.
15, 20. And then I'll end my turn there.
Alrighty. Anna, you are grappled.
I am, but I can still hit him, right?
Yes. Let's see. Let me read those rules. You take a -2 penalty on all attack rolls. You can't take an action that requires 2 hands to perform, so if your sword's two-handed,
It's a one-handed melee.
then yes.
So
just a -2 penalty on attack rolls.
Okay, because of where Cassidy moved, that would technically put him in flanking. Does that balance out?
Oh boy. Okay, let's see here. Yes.
Okay, awesome. So if that's the case, then I will take a swing at him with my standard action with the blade. If it does hit, because he would technically be flat-footed, the sneak attack should go through, right?
Yes.
Okay. He swings his 18.
18 will hit.
Awesome. So that's 12 points of slashing damage and 5 points of sneak attack damage.
Wonderful. Okay.
Does he drop
It
me?
is, no.
No. Okay. So I need to break out of the grapple for future notes for myself.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
His turn comes around. He is looking very hurt. Let's see. He's not a smart creature, so I'm gonna do a roll for him.
Don't bite the stabby thing. It's fine.
It is going to try and lunge down and bite you again, Anna.
That's fair. -2 because I'm grappled.
That is a 22.
Is that with the -2 because I'm grappled?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, my AC's 20. So.
So you will take 7 points of damage.
Okay.
You're already grabbed. And I need that fortitude saving throw.
Okay. 14?
14. Okay. Can you roll me a d4?
No!
Yes, you're gonna be the catalyst of your own destruction.
How about a 1?
1. Okay. I'm gonna make a note for everyone. Just because it's in the open, I already said it's poison. Not that Anna knows it. She could, feel the bite connected to like her arm. She doesn't know that you wouldn't know that you're poisoned yet, but that's what's gonna happen in an hour.
Okay.
And that is the Gold Pebble's turn, as it rolled a. I'll tell you right now, on my intelligence roll, it got a straight up 1. And the 1 resulted in, you know what? This thing's smaller than me. I'm gonna keep trying to eat it.
Oh, that's fair.
So, Cassidin, your turn. If it got any higher, No, I'll tell you after.
I'm gonna go ahead and fire another bolt at the snake.
Are there any
Nice.
penalties to firing directly up on a creature other than opportunity attacks?
That will deal 6 damage.
Let's find out. Firing in melee.
If that
take a -4 on your attack roll.
I have point blank and precise shot. Precise shot says I don't
there you
take the
go.
-4.
That is good to have.
Hell yeah, let's
So
go. Shoot that guy in the
That
face.
will hit then, so 5 points.
It would be 6. That it's not factoring the +1 I get from point blank.
Okay. It is looking very hurt. Anything else?
Nothing else.
Alrighty. Anna.
My turn. Curse Slash. That's an 11.
Curse Slash, even with it being grappling, so it gets minuses, that does not hit.
Dang it. Okay, let's see it in my turn.
Alright, Gold Pebble is gonna do another. I'm gonna do another intelligence. Wow, that one was actually a lot better. It's a bit smarter. It realized it has a brain on this turn. And it knows what it can do and what it can't do. And so, it certainly can run. But with the amount of energy it has used up in fighting you, leaving without a meal would certainly hurt it. And with that fairly decent intelligence roll, it is going to drop you, Anna. And is going to turn on and try and bite down on him once more. That is a 25 to hit you, Cassidon.
That lands.
That is above your CMD, so you are grappled. You're going to take 8 points of damage, and I need a fortitude saving throw, please.
Alright.
Okay, you are able to fight back against this poison. And that will be its turn as we go to you.
Alright, I suppose I will attempt to... Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and drink a potion of cure wounds.
Okay, so that is your action.
Yep. So it says 1d8 plus caster level. I don't... Does my guy have a caster level?
Well, it's the caster level of who made the potion. Do you remember when you got it?
I bought these before, during character creation.
Ah.
So I suppose that's up to you.
You said it's a cure moderate or cure...
Light. So it's heal.
Light.
It's 1d8.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So it would just be 1 plus 1.
Okay. Okay. So I heal 8. Basically, I heal off the bite.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the second bite. Alright, and that's all I can do.
Alright, Anna. The gold pebble is looking pretty hurt.
Cool. I'm gonna close this gap here, and I'll take a swing at it. +2 to this because of flanking, which will also give me flat-footed. Herder. That's a 14.
A 14. I believe actually will hit. Yes, that will hit.
Awesome. So it's 10 points of damage, 7 slashing, and 3 sneak.
Okay, yeah, you are good with that flat-footed. As you cut into the gold pebble, how do you want to do this as it releases Cassidon?
I stab through it with the long sword, and then pull up a bit and kind of just like open a crevice and then pull out the sword. And as I pull out and turn and swing, I flick all the blood off the sword with a very like smooth motion.
Like almost like a samurai flicking off their blade after a duel.
Exactly.
You cut down the gold pebble, Cassidon. You are dropped into the dry riverbed. As it falls, Anna, you are up at the top of the crag. Cassidon is probably, butt first on the riverbed after being dropped. And as the gold pebble falls, so will this session. As we will find out what the other half is up to in session 28.
Whew, we made it. We made it through that.
Yes, you
Good job.
did.
Yeah.
Whew.
I know I said we were supposed to run away if we encountered danger, but it was instantaneous. So,
Yeah, danger kind of just like wrapped itself at you. There was no
The-
running at that point.
The danger, and I'll say this for the recording, the danger rolled a natural 29 to sneak up the wall.
What a jerk. How dare he?
Of course.
And and I'm gonna let this be known for the recording. I am Mr. Nice GM because of I let it stand that your previous perceptions would have at most prevented you from being surprised, because there was a part of me that was like, it just got a natural 20. I could get a free hit off on Cassidon, and I didn't.
Yay!
I appreciate it.
and we shall see the aftermath in session 28.
We shall. Great game as always. Thank you, Pi. That was a lot of fun. Glad to be playing War for the Crown again. And for now, everybody say goodbye to YouTube!
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye.
YouTube.
Bye, YouTube! Happy dungeon delving, everyone. And Pi?
As always, good pie and stay sweet.